Hi there guys, Mark here. I hope you're doing well. In today's tutorial, we're going to be making a rather traditional rope dog leash. It is made in the nautical style, so using skills and knots that a sailor would know and use. Our leash is made out of a single piece of rope. On one end, a snap hook or a carabiner is back spliced to secure it into place. Then the ends are finished up with a double footrope knot. On the other side of our leash, we have a loop, so the handle, which is spliced back into our rope. Again, the ends are finished up using a double footrope knot. Let's take a look at the supplies. The main supply for our project is going to be rope. The diameter of my rope is 3/8 of an inch. The length is 7 feet for a 4-foot leash. You can use artificial ropes or natural ones. It should be regular 3-stranded twisted rope. To attach your leash onto a dog collar, you can use a snap hook or a carabiner. A fid, or a Swedish fid, is going to help us with our splicing. Scissors are going to be used to cut our rope. A lighter is optional, it is mostly used with artificial ropes. Some tape is going to come in handy. Masking tape works well. To start off, I'm going to tape up my rope a foot from each end. So this is on one side, then on the other. The next step is going to be to unravel one side of our rope. So we're going to unravel from the end up to the taped up spot, so a foot. Here, you may want to tape up the ends as well. Now we're going to splice in a snap hook. To attach our snap hook onto our rope, we're going to tie a crown knot through this opening here. The rule here is that each strand is going to pass through the opening. So we have 3 strands. Our first one passes through the opening counterclockwise over the next strand. The next strand again passes through the opening counterclockwise over our last strand. The last strand passes through the opening and under our first strand. When you tighten up, you're going to get a triangular 3-stranded crown knot. So, like this, a triangular 3-stranded crown knot. Now, we continue by removing this piece of tape. Tighten up your crown knot a bit further. Then, we're going to splice our 3 ends into our rope. We're going to do a total of 3 tucks. Splicing is quite easy to do. You take one of your strands, pass it over one, under one. So, over, under. Take the next strand, repeat. Over one, under one. The last strand, again, over one, under one. Pull on each end to tighten up. Repeat 2 more times. You take an end, pass it over one, under one. The next end, over one, under one. The last end, over one, under one. Again, pull on the ends to tighten up. One more time. This end, over one, under one. The next end, over one, under one. The last end, over one, under one. Tighten up each of your ends, and our splice is complete. It should look quite nice. Now we're going to finish up our ends with a double footrope knot. To tie the footrope knot, we first tie a counterclockwise crown knot. Take a strand, pass it counterclockwise over the next one. Then the next strand passes counterclockwise over our last one. The last strand passes into the loop created by the first strand. The result is a triangular-shaped crown knot. Now, take a strand, pass it counterclockwise under the next strand, then double up this one here, going on the inner side, then passing here under one. So we doubled up this strand. Take the next strand, again travel counterclockwise under the next strand, double up this one here on the inner side, again traveling here under one. So we doubled up this strand. The last of our strands again passes counterclockwise under the next strand. Here we need to be a bit careful. We're going to double up this strand. To do this, we need to pass under one here, then continue on the inner side, up to here, where we're going to travel under 2 at the top. So doubling up this strand here, under 1 on the inner side, then going under 2. To finish up our knot, take each of our strands, double up this one here at the bottom, then travel through the center of the knot. The next one, again, doubles up this strand, then travel up through the center of the knot. The last strand, again, doubles up this one here just below, then travels up through the center of the knot. So this is a double footrope knot. To tighten it up, find the strand which is coming from the splice into the knot, pull on it, bring the slack through the entire knot, into one of the ends. Then find the next strand, do the same thing. So we're going to do this 3 times, once for each end. To finish up, trim the 3 ends. And this side of our leash is done. On the other side of our rope, we again undo the end, unravel it up to the point which we have marked. So the 1 foot mark. After unraveling your end, fold your rope into a loop, then splice in the 3 ends to create a handle. Here we're going to use the eye splice. To do our eye splice, we take our first strand and we pass it under a strand in our rope. We take the next end and we pass it under the next strand in our rope, so right next to the first one. Then the last strand, pass it under a strand in your rope. This time next to the second strand. So this is our first tuck and our start. Now we go through our strands, splicing them in deeper. So our first strand is going to pass over 1, under 1. The second one, over 1, under 1. The third one, over 1, under 1. Tighten up by pulling on each of your ends. This is the second tuck. Let's do one more. So the first strand is going to pass over 1, under 1. The second one passes over 1, under 1. The third one passes over 1, under 1. So the third strand here is the furthest in our rope. So we need to bring these 2 ends up to this point as well. So we tuck our middle strand, so the second one, over 1, under 1 again, bringing it up to the point of our third strand. Our first strand is going to need to be tucked 2 times. So, over 1, then under 1, then again, over 1, under 1. This way, all of our strands meet up at the same point. Pull on each end, like this, again getting a nice looking splice. Here, we're going to continue with another double footrope knot. Finally, go over your rope with a lighter to remove any fuzzy bits. So guys, that's our project. A couple of splices, a couple of knots, and we have a nice looking rope dog leash. Thank you for joining me, and see ya next time.